If you're considering moving to the East Bay in Oakland in 2022, here are 5 neighborhoods that are in high demand. Now, before I dive into these 5 neighborhoods, I want to remind you that Oakland is one of the largest cities geographically in the East Bay. It has many great neighborhoods you could explore that I'll likely cover in other videos where I talk about kid-centric neighborhoods, median home price points in 2022, etc. Neighborhood number 1. Rockridge, Upper Rockridge. This is one of the North Oakland neighborhoods I will cover today. Rockridge is between Broadway, Highway 13, and the Montclair district. It was founded over 140 years ago, and a lot of people are attracted to the character of the neighborhood and the styles of the homes. So there are a lot of slate-gabled Tudors, Mediterraneans, and Craftsman-style homes. The streets are wider and well-maintained. The sidewalks are often lined with trees. That's actually a good thing in Oakland because there's a point-of-sale ordinance to have your sidewalk repaired, and if it's a city tree, the city will take care of that portion of your sidewalk for you. Another reason Rockridge, Upper Rockridge are competitive and expensive neighborhoods are the neighborhood schools. Even though Oakland is a semi-lottery system, meaning that you are not guaranteed placement into a neighborhood school just by living in the neighborhood, your probability of getting in is higher based on your school zone. The schools that are closest to Rockridge, Upper Rockridge are Hillcrest Elementary, Peralta Elementary, and Chabot Elementary. Kaiser, in more recent years, merged with Sankofa Academy, which is in Bushrod. Hillcrest is notorious for not having enough space for new students, so again, there's only a higher probability that your children would have admission to these schools based on neighborhood. All of these schools on gradeschools.org are very highly rated.
Rockridge is very kid-friendly. There are tons of parks and playgrounds in Rockridge. There's Maxwell Park, Tresena, Montclair Park, Frog Park, Tilden Park. They have little farm and steam train. There's story time at the Rockridge and Montclair libraries. There are lots of classes for kids, whether they're music classes, kinder gym, yoga, swimming, toddler playtime.
Another thing that's attractive about Rockridge is that it's close to the Rockridge BART, and then on Lower Rockridge, you're also close to the Ashby BART. You're close to the 24.
The commute from Rockridge, if you're taking public transportation or you're doing a carpool, is great. You're looking at about 25 minutes from the BART station to the financial district.
Rockridge has a really high walk score, and you're close to College Avenue, which has a plethora of coffee shops, independent bookstores, locally owned boutiques, tons of restaurants, Barney's, Zachary's Pizza. There's Highwire Coffee, Pete's Coffee, Phil's Coffee, Cole Coffee. In addition, there are a couple of dive bars along College Avenue, and you're close to several grocery stores, Safeway, Trader Joe's. Now that we know why Rockridge is a highly competitive neighborhood, I'm going to show you one home that was for sale more recently, leading up to a discussion about median home prices here. So I'm here on the border of Upper Rockridge and Lower Rockridge. I'm in front of a house. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 plus square feet. The lot square footage is around 5,000 square feet. It is a flat lot, and it's listed for $1.3 million. Over the last 6 months, in Rockridge, Upper Rockridge combined, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, we're going for a median price of $1.78 million. And the range of sold home prices for that bedroom bath count was between $1.3 million on the lowest end, on a home on Keith Avenue, which was right against the interstate. That's one reason it went for a lower price. All the way up to $3.2 million for a home on Country Club Drive with an 8,000 square foot lot. I didn't mention the 2-bedroom, 1-bath bungalow median price over the last 6 months. For Rockridge, it was $1.5 million. All right, the next neighborhood is my neighborhood, which is Bushrod. I'm here in Bushrod Park. That's one of the things I like about it. The other is your walking distance to Ashby BART. It's a great place. It's fun to run and bike. You can get all the way up to Claremont. I'm gonna flip the camera around here. You can see at Bushrod Park, people are playing tennis, baseball. Looks like they're playing soccer all the way over. Oh no, that's a dog park. Ton of dogs over there. And one disadvantage, I mean, that's Shattuck Avenue. It's pretty busy, as is Telegraph, which is the other perpendicular street. It's Alcatraz. There are a bunch of main thoroughfares here, but that also means there's easy access to the 24 and 580 that way down Shattuck Avenue. This neighborhood also borders Elmwood and Berkeley, and it's not too far from Rockridge and Claremont. So this isn't the first time I've lived in Bushrod. I lived in Bushrod probably about 7 years ago, just on the other side in a little horseshoe community, and that's one reason I loved it. It actually used to be a commune with a bunch of other houses in the 60s. it's not that way anymore. So it's kind of busy right now because it's 5 o'clock, but Nick's Pizza and Bakery is one of the staples of this neighborhood. They used to be on Shattuck, now they're on Alcatraz. They turned into a bakery as well as a deli. Used to just have pizza only. Now in front of me is Nomad Cafe. It's one of my staples. When I was a teacher, I used to live on this cul-de-sac and used to get some lattes and breakfast every morning there. So I talked about the proximity to the Ashby BART. I'm on 65th and Shattuck right now. If I keep going up to 66, it goes all the way up to one of the neighborhood bars, which is called White Horse. They have drag shows, pool tables, karaoke. There's also the Dry Garden Nursery over here on 66 and Shattuck. There's even more coffee on this street though, Jumpin' Java. Almost forgot to mention, down the way there's La Peña Cultural Center, which is now having events again, and Starry Plow Cafe. I'm gonna take a break from the 5 o'clock Shattuck Avenue traffic noise, which is one of the cons of living in this neighborhood if you live along a busy street or major thoroughfare like Alcatraz, Telegraph, or Shattuck. But with that comes, again, proximity to some of the things that I've mentioned already. Coffee shops, the bars, local markets and liquor stores. You also are close to all the restaurants on Telegraph Avenue and a few of them on Shattuck Avenue. You're conveniently located or equidistant, depending on what part of Bushrod you live in, to the Rockridge BART and all the amenities of Rockridge. Berkeley Bowl is not too far away because you're on the Berkeley border. Just like in Rockridge, people are attracted to the character of a lot of the homes in Bushrod. There's a lot of craftsman style homes, stuccoed bungalows. There's some Victorians, and there are a few Art Deco multifamily residentials. Bushrod was named the most competitive or the hottest neighborhood in 2017 by Redfin, and I would say the competitiveness stays the same. Inventory is still very low in 2022 as it was in 2021, and I'm going to show you one of the homes that was on the market more recently. So I'm actually on the Bushrod Santa Fe Gaskill border, closer to MLK, which is a busier street. You're not too far from Lois the Pie Queen, from Ovo Tavern and Lounge, and you're also not too far from It's All Good Bakery, which has great pies, pecan pies, seasonal pies. So homes in this neighborhood in Bushrod over the past 6 months that are just 2-bedroom, 1-bath, sold for a median price of $1.1 million. As you can see, also a downside of being closer to MLK is that you're along the BART line, so it is a little bit noisier. The home that we're in front of right now, currently pending, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, over 1,500 square feet. It was listed for $989. It no doubt had multiple offers, maybe sold for that square footage on the lower end of what prices in the Santa Fe Gaskill, Bushrod neighborhoods would go for. The median price for homes for 3-bedroom, 2-baths is closer to around $1.5 million. So I'm in Clinton. It's one of the historical neighborhoods in Oakland, just east of the lake. It's technically the area between East 15th, 14th Ave and below East 24th Street. The streets are wide, there are beautiful trees, palm trees, myrtles, some old oak trees in this neighborhood. The lots tend to be larger. There are a ton of houses like this. Queen Anne's, Old Edwardian. There are also Queen Anne cottages, Italianate, classic box, and craftsman bungalows that were built in the later years. This area, in addition to surrounding East Lake neighborhoods, were part of the first federal urban renewal rehab project in 1955, west of the Mississippi. The objective was to create higher density housing by converting some of these larger Victorian homes into multi-unit housing. And while 100 homes were destroyed to build apartment buildings, in the 1980s and 1990s, the Brooklyn Neighborhood Preservation Association made the 10th Avenue Historic District in 1988, and that was Oakland's first historic district. So one of the largest homes is just going to be to my left up here. It's 7,000 square feet. A lot of those Victorians around here have 11-foot, 12-foot ceilings. Those constructed during World War I had lower ceilings and were more quote-unquote functional, but this neighborhood has tons of character, and that's one reason people really love it. One of the neighbors told me he really loves this neighborhood because it reminds him of Old Town Sacramento, where he grew up. He used to live in Berkeley, and he said the difference between living here versus Berkeley is that in Clinton, he can easily access the lake, get to the water a lot more quickly, or hop onto the 880 or the 580 So freeway access is much easier. Because Clinton is centrally located, one thing the 1955 redevelopment project aimed to do was divert major traffic off of a lot of the streets of Clinton. And they did that by creating traffic loops where you had landscaped areas in between major intersections. So they tried to keep traffic on 5th, 8th, East 15th, and East 21st Street and Foothill Boulevard. That said, one complaint by residents of this neighborhood is that there is a lot of trash that's dumped, especially on these major thoroughfares. Speaking of the illegal dumping, one Oakland resident in 2009 put a Buddha shrine in Oakland in the intersection of 11th Avenue and East 19th Street. The shrine was given a proper name, Vietnamese for tranquility. Within Clinton, some notable restaurants are Philomena Pizza Restaurant on 14th, Flippin' Soul Food, Champa Garden, and then this is newer, it's Xochi the Dog Cafe. They've got a great outdoor patio space, empanadas, coffee, pastries. So another thing that's cool about this particular block that I'm on in Clinton is that they're really connected, the neighbors. They have community potlucks. A friend of mine who used to live here for years, his mom told me they had a rotating potluck just on this block over here on East 19th. You can also see here, it looks like they have a celebration that they survived 2020. When it comes to median home price over the last 6 months, between 2021 and 2022, for single family homes, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, all above 1,350 square feet, below 1,881 square feet. Lot sizes were average on the smaller end, around 3,800 square feet. The list price was $778,000 roughly, and the median sold price was $984,000. The next neighborhood I'm taking you to is Cleveland Heights. It's a little bit further north and west than Clinton, closer to Lake Merritt and the amenities of the Lake Merritt neighborhoods and the Saturday Farmers Market. It's close enough to the lake and all the conveniences of the neighborhoods by the lake on Lake Park Avenue and Grand Avenue and Lakeshore, but far enough away that you're not hearing the noise associated with being at the lake and all the activities that happen there. The median home price in this neighborhood over the past 6 months between 2021 and 2022, $1.42 million. Now, that was with the median list price of $988, and that included single-family homes only between 1,300 and 1,800 square feet, with lot sizes between 3,000 and 5,400 square feet. So what I love about this area is there are tons of different styles of homes. It seems like you see every style of home we've seen in other neighborhoods, minus the Victorians. It reminds you of an older suburban town because none of the homes look the same. The streets are so wide, they're tree-lined. One advantage of Cleveland Heights is that even though it's got some incline in some parts of the neighborhood, which also gives you great views, there are sidewalks. Safer for your kids on their bikes or their, well, depending on the quality of the sidewalks, or your strollers. Another advantage of living in this neighborhood is it's Zone 4, or you get neighborhood preference for Cleveland Elementary School, which is one of the more highly rated elementary schools in Oakland. So again, Oakland's a lottery system, but you do get priority based on neighborhood residents and whether or not there's a family member attending the school already. And the next neighborhood is Maxwell Park, which you can barely see here. Maxwell Park. This is actual Maxwell Park. It's right off a high street. That's one of the exits you can take to get into Maxwell Park. It's known for its community, its neighborhood council, the views that you can see from some of the houses, which I'll show you as we're going through the neighborhood, and storybook homes that they have. Okay, so you can see this behind me. This is Melrose Leadership Academy. It's one of the neighborhood schools. This one's K-8 and Spanish immersion. Even though the test scores aren't high, according to gradeschools.org, I encourage you to do your own due diligence outside of gradeschools.org. The views I was talking about, people are running and biking, of course. Families out here. You can see the hills there. Yeah, so a few things that neighbors claim they love about Maxwell Park. I mean, we just spoke with some that have lived here for over 17 years. They said the topography of the neighborhood, even though it's close to the interstate, the freeway, you can't hear the noise. So the topography prevents the freeway noise. Not the dog noise, but the freeway noise. In addition to that, because there aren't a whole lot of main thoroughfares and the layout of the streets isn't consistent, it's easy access to the freeway for folks who live here and are familiar with the neighborhood, but it's not easy access for folks who aren't here to visit the neighborhood and quickly get on the freeway.
Another thing they mentioned was that you can see, like up the hill over here, when it's 4th of July or there are fireworks celebrations, you can see the fireworks show at the Coliseum. And lastly, even though there are a lot of folks out walking and biking, it's not super flat, but there are areas of Maxwell Park that have gradual inclines, not very steep inclines, so it's pretty walkable and bikeable. Outside of the views, the well-maintained homes, there's a great sense of community here in Maxwell Park. They have National Night Out block parties. They have an annual garage sale in May. They have plant swaps. They also have Adopt a Block cleanups monthly. So lots of community events at Maxwell Park.
Another benefit to being in Maxwell Park is the proximity to Mills College. They have swimming pools which are open to the public. You can get swim passes, and a lot of people treat the open spaces and campus like a park. Use it for walking trails and walking their dogs. Maxwell Park has long been regarded as one of the more popular East Oakland neighborhoods, before Oakland was really on the map for folks moving from San Francisco and other parts of the Bay Area to the East Bay. Even though the price point in this neighborhood the median price point is lower than the ones I've mentioned before, it's gone up significantly over the years. So it's one of the few neighborhoods I've mentioned in the East. I will in another video highlight a few neighborhoods in the East that have become popular in Oakland in 2022. There are homes like this one that just came on the market. Bungalows tend to go for anywhere from $850,000 to a little bit above $1 million, depending on the square footage and the lot size. So the price point here has gone up significantly in the last couple of years. So this one is pending, and this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's over 1,200 square feet. It was listed at $998,000, and it's probably going well above that, 1.3 million, depending on the lot size. This home is also in Maxwell Park. It recently is listed. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, hot home because it's above 1,500 square feet. However, the downstairs was converted. The garage is no longer a garage. So I imagine that square footage is not on record. It might have been permitted, but in this case, the 3-bedroom, 2-bath layout is going to attract a lot of buyers. It'll likely sell for over $950,000, maybe over $1 million. Thanks for watching this extensive video on 5 popular neighborhoods in Oakland in 2022. Hit the subscribe button below if you want more videos like this. I will have more neighborhood videos and property tours coming soon.